This is Joe Peters from MOMFIT with Joe Peters, the show where we help you to win the marathon of motherhood without burnout. Welcome to the Spanglish World Network and the Her Network on Single TV channels 250 and 251. Please remember to download the Single TV app in the respective app stores and Android devices. While you are downloading, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free. Singo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV, Roku, and Roku Stick in all smart TVs since 2016. And if you are not following me yet on social media, please make sure to go to Facebook, Instagram at Joe Unicorn Coach. I handle my social media personally. So if you have a question, a doubt, a challenge around motherhood and your journey with motherhood, please send me a DM. Please reach out that if I don't know the answer and I cannot help you directly, I will find a a beautiful guest like Nisanka that is coming for the second time to help us because our goal and our mission on MOMFIT is helping you to have that unicorn life without burnout, to have it all without burnout. Now, today I'm really excited to welcome back a guest that came already. Um, and that is Nisanka. And Nisanka is a beautiful coach, and it works all about the transformation and the parenting. And look, what we are going to be talking today, how to gain back confidence and start building back your love relationships after you had a relationship with a narcissist. So, Nisanka, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Why we don't start with a little bit of your history, who you are, and why you end working on this beautiful topic.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much for having me. I loved coming here for the second time, and thank you for all for watching. So yes, I help parents who parent with narcissistic partners or ex-partners. The history is, well, once you've been through an experience and you've learned lessons from it, you cannot but stop. You cannot but just start sharing that knowledge, and because it's sort of very, very lonely journey to go through. So here I am helping parents to do that. And, I mean, history is like I've had a lot of narcissistic relationships in my life, and starting from, parents and some relatives, schools, teachers, friends, like most of us actually do. There's only few of us who've been lucky enough not to experience the grunts of, experience this devastating scenario. There's only few of us. And so, like me, but it's affected me financially, emotionally, physically. It affected me in every possible way, to a point where, back in 2017, I was suicidal, and I just started going through relapses one after the other. And it didn't seem like my therapy or anything else was working. So I started asking the questions, what's happening? And that's when I started noticing the patterns. And I just made a choice for myself. And you know what? If I want to be a connected, conscious, loving mother to my child, it's got to start with me and me healing. And that's how I started that journey.
Okay, so let's gonna start with one phrase that is your favorite phrase to share with everybody in the audience.
My favorite phrase.
Yeah.
I've got so many I can share, but I'll start with, damn you do, damn you don't. So, damn if you do, damn if you didn't. So, you might as well do it.
And I think that that is one that will get us into our topic. That is one that is very clear and very felt when you are um, dealing with a narcissist. I, thank goodness, healed that part and didn't have a narcissist partner for my parenting. But I deal with a love relationship narcissist, with a boss or a person that I work for as a contractor, as a narcissist, and is exactly that, is bad if done, bad if do. So what that phrase means to you?
It really means that your life is still very, very difficult with a narcissistic person. So you might as well, take actions to heal and stop this ongoing harassment, however hard it might look, feel, and realistically be. It is going to be a really hard job, but your job is your life is harder with them in your life anyway. So you might as well go through this journey and heal.
And now let's gonna talk about that recovery, because and if you didn't watch the first episode, you can go to my social media, to YouTube, and watch there the first one where Nisanka is talking a lot about parenting and handling that. But now today we're going to concentrate on what happened after. So you, it doesn't matter if it took you 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, you are finally out of that narcissist relationship. Thank goodness. And hopefully for you, you were able to have a good lawyer that is able to show up the real face of that narcissist. So hopefully you have full custody of your kids, you don't have to deal much with that. And now what is that process of healing after that abuse, after that toxicity, after that eating our brain, always thinking that was our fault, that we imagined it, that we were exaggerating, and how that healing can go into start even being brave enough to date again, and why we need to be paying attention with red flags to not date another narcissist. Because one of the sad things, and that's why I want to talk about this with you, about victims of abuse, and you say it in the first episode, narcissist is abuse. The issue with abuse victims and survivors is if we don't heal, we tend to be an easier prey for that to repeat. So you see sometimes ladies that are raped several times, woman that had relationship with narcissists, had one narcissist after the other one. So I want today to talk with you deep into that and help these moms that are trying to heal, that are trying to protect their kids, that are trying to not repeat this, how they can start building their lives. Because the solution is not I'm gonna stay but with my kids by myself and I'm not going to let anybody love me, right? So how we can start doing that process. And I know that I ask a lot right now, but let's gonna start.
Yeah, okay. So I'll start with you can choose to be on your own. You can choose to raise your children on your own. There's no judgment and shame in that. And then that's absolutely fine. Even if it's actually placed from a place of fear and disappointment, that's your choice. And there is no shame and judgment in that. And that's absolutely fine. And if you choose to date because you would like to have somebody else in your life, healing is a process. Because one of the things that we will notice in this journey is that unless we break certain patterns, that we will end up actually just meeting the same partner in a different body, in a different person. So it's really important to understand what kind of trauma has impacted in our life, what kind of childhood we've had, what kind of beliefs do we have, what kind of conditioning do we actually have, what kind of expectations we have of our life, what kind of fears do we have. So it's really a journey about deeply diving into who we are as people. So please pay attention to what I'm trying to say. So we're not saying look for why narcissists are the way they are, because that you're paying the energy externally, and it doesn't matter why they are the way they are, right? But look for answers within yourself, because that's where the power lies to change what you want, how you are. It's just about all the powers and everything is just within you. So you we need to like look for answers within ourselves and change the patterns. That's number two. And healing is a journey. You know, healing is so messy, which means you will still bump into, go out on dates with toxic people, predatory people. You will still, you might even get into shorter relationship with these people. So the key thing there is to raise awareness within yourself and to be really firmly grounded and believe in your reality. To know I'm not being treated well. I feel like I'm being treated just like my ex partner did. I don't want this. I am out. So you're going out. But if you settle because you feel fearful of not finding anybody else, or you feel fearful that your children need a mother figure, father figure around, or they can't be mother figures, father figures, you only have your children only have one mother, you one father, and the other people can be really positively influencing, but they can't replace that mother father figure. And so you just need to really sort of make decisions for yourself. No, this is what I want. Figure out what you really want, and decide the longevity of the relationship if you're in one based on how you feel in that relationship. And those are the three, the key things. And we can talk about red flags if that is a subject that you want to touch on, Joe.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is so important that the first thing that I want to reinforce on what you said is it will take probably years. And I will tell you that it's been taking years for me to heal from the narcissist I had in my family growing up, narcissist, then this
Mm,
lot romantic relationship that almost killed me, and then just recently, almost a year and a half, I end the relationship with a very narcissistic, toxic business relationship. And it's taken me 40 years to keep working. So I think that the first one is to remind moms to have that grace to know, like you were saying, that is a journey that is going to take time, that
yeah,
there is a lot of deep work that needs to happen for you to do it. And then I love, 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 love how you bring us back into it's not about the narcissist, it's about you. Because the reality is the narcissist is a predator.
yes,
And you are not going to fix the predator. For example, if you are the way they say with the lions and the deers, they don't say, "Oh, let's gonna fix the lion." They say, "You better are not the slowest deer because the lion is going to eat you." And the same happens with the narcissist. The narcissist is a narcissist, a predator. What we need to work is in us not being an easy prey, on us being and show up as a strong, confident, good boundaries. So if any narcissists get close to us, they're like, nope, I'm not going to be able to get my bullshit with this
yes,
lady. And they just move on. And this can sound hard because we don't want a narcissist to be with any lady. But if you are recovering for it, I want to also start talking with you about this. Let's go start with this. So, what are some of the things that we need to start working on ourselves that could be red flags for a narcissist to see us as an easy prey?
yeah, that is a really, really good question. So let's dive into what red flags are. It's difficult to notice red flags with narcissistic people very early on. So if you go into dating fields with the after having watched, okay, you've read articles, you watched video clips about red flags, and you like, you're unlikely to find them with the narcissistic people, because like you said, Joe, they have a face, they know the game, they've studied the language, they're very well aware of the well being partner. Narcissistic people are keeping up with the trends that's happening. I can tell you that after being in the dating field in and out, time to time. They know the language, they know what you're looking for, they know how to talk to you. So you're unlikely to notice the red flags early on, because there are obvious red flags like mistreating other people, grandiosity, sense of entitlement, slagging off their ex-partners, not spending time with their children. So they're obvious red flags, but they also know how to cover it up with stories that are enticing. So if you're a very empathetic person, you're a flexible human being, you are a sort of, you're kind and you're compassionate, you're understanding, you have the patience, you have the space for another human being in your life. You might just go, actually, I'm just going to give this a go and then I'm going to see how it's go. People go through difficult time. I was with a narcissistic person. Perhaps this person is telling the truth. So you start like that curiosity, that empathy may trap you in that relationship. So my advice, if you would like to listen to, and it's a choice that you can make, and don't really rely too much on red flags because you're unlikely to see them. Pay attention, notice, see for the patterns, because red flags are red flags when it's, you will see for sure whether these red flags are concrete red flags when you start noticing a pattern. Otherwise, you might end up actually rejecting every single person because feeling like, oh, this person like lost their patience. Actually, they might have actually had a bad day, but they're not actually a narcissist. So you might end up rejecting people. So be careful, pay attention, look for the patterns, but most importantly, see how you feel around these people, around narcissistic people, because they carry a lot of bad energy. You will feel very, very uncomfortable around these people. You will feel that feeling in the pit of your stomach where something is not right, something is not right, something is not right. And if you're feeling that, please do listen to it, because that's your intuition telling you that something is actually not right, which actually means something is not right. And try not to justify it, try not to rationalize it, right? I'm not saying stay home, not date. I'm saying go out there, because every time you go out there, go with the intention of having fun and learning something. So you need to first, one of the first things you must learn before you date is do like a little check from 0 to 10, how desperate you feel for a relationship. If the score is like 10 out of 10 or more than 5, don't date, right? If the score is to a 0, I'm not desperate. I'm in a good place. I'm happy. If it's happened to happens, I'm open to receiving this, then yeah, it's a good place to go out and date. And that's number one. So number two is to have self-awareness. That means, what do you want? What are your patterns? What triggers you, right? What triggers you? What do you look for in a human being? Because compatibility is very important. Compatibility in every aspect is really important. You're not going to go into a relationship again thinking, that's all right, I'll fix that person, I'll help that person. Don't go into a relationship with that rescue mindset. You will not change people unless they want to. If they want to grow with you, they will grow with you. But if you have a growth mindset, right, and then look for somebody who also equally has the growth mindset, who is actually looking to do the similar work. And not everybody prefers coaching, not everybody prefers healing. It doesn't mean that they're bad people, it doesn't mean that they're dysregulated people. Some people are genuinely just happy and authentic, right? Then look for that. Be you and be naturally you. There's nothing you need to do out of your day to day life other than just being you to attract a partner who is naturally drawn to you, right? So, in order for you to be secure in your natural self, in authentic self, then we need to pay attention to how much self doubt you have in yourself. After narcissistic abuse, you may be fearful, you may lack confidence, there's no self esteem, there might be chronic self doubt, there might also be a lot of grief that you bring, right? I say give yourself enough time that you don't you're not burdened by these things, right? Because you might still feel that grief 20 years later, because still, if you're parenting with a narcissist, that is a story that's going to go on forever. So in that case, can you manage them? Do you feel confident enough? Are you happy on your own? Do you like being on your own? And that's a good place for you to be in, to go into to a relationship and start dating, even if it's even if it's like casual. I'm not just talking about relationship minded dating. Even if it's a casual thing, your safety is your safety, and I mean emotional safety is your priority. Predatory people are, they might be really good at casual sex and stuff, but it doesn't guarantee that you will be safe and you will be looked after and you will be protected. So that is your responsibility. So it is what you want. And also, um you know going into a kind of diverting this conversation into sort of paying attention to children as well. And if you want to just casually date, don't bring those people home or introduce them to your children. Your children are not ready for like a flood of men or women going in and out of their life. But if you meet somebody and you know that something solid is there, they're empathetic, they're kind, they know how to be with children, and that is one of my major things when I look for in a man is how are you with children, right? Do you know how to be with children, right? And if you don't, then you're not in my life at all. And so look for these things because it's really important that our children are safeguarded and protected in this process. As much as we want our life back, we also have like this responsibility towards our children to safeguard them, protect them, and not have like a line of men or women going in and out of their life, which is actually damaging for their well-being and safety. So that's just what I have to say.
And I love what you say about be careful with the red flags. And I will say that probably maybe start thinking into our own red flags. I love your scale of like if you are over 5 in feeling lonely and wanting to have a relationship, that is a red flag for yourself into
Yes,
this is not the time, because as more needed you are, as easier prey you're going to be for those narcissists.
yes,
I think that the other one, and I want to hear your voice here, is perfectionist are easy. Narcissists love perfectionists because a perfectionist is one of the easiest way to hook somebody in a narcissist abuse relationship and keep them there. So that is the other part when you are doing your healing, how much you are a perfectionist, 1 to 10, and then start doing that inner work of why you're a perfectionist, how you can heal that, how you can let go. Because as more you get comfortable with not having things perfect, as less attractive you are going to be from a narcissist, because then the narcissist is not going to have that easy catch on you.
yeah,
um the other one that I was thinking on doing is how much you feel your emotional tank and your love tank by yourself,
yeah,
or if you are just needing that relationship to feel completely your emotional tank and you are completely depleted. And what is your love language, because the one other thing is, um and I want to hear your experience with this, but healthy humans are not as upfront into you are my entire world and I love you and you are the best thing in my life, and like all that over the world, over the top compliments and sugar things and making you feel a queen. That for me is not for them, because it could be what you were saying. I will tell you my opinion. I think that there is a tiny possibility, 1 to 3%, that is a healthy person. The
yeah,
majority of them are narcissists, but even the 3%, I don't think that is a red flag for them. It's a red flag for me. Is how I feel about that. Did
yeah,
that just make me feel really safe and excited and love and open my heart faster? Because then that is the part that we need to heal into, why I am projecting that need for love, that need for acceptance, that need for
yeah,
validation on somebody else. Because I think that those are all personal red flags that will make us more susceptible and easier triggers for
yeah.
narcissists. What do you think?
Oh my God, yes, you couldn't have put it better. So My businessman, to Tad Hargrave, he's written a beautiful piece about manipulation and seduction, right? And what I understood from reading that, I probably need to read that again, is when somebody comes to you with promises over the top, and it's like, you're gorgeous, without, you're amazing, you're this, you're good at this, you're good at that, without actually getting to know you, that there is a hidden agenda, and there is, manipulation. They are doing that, throwing all those compliments at you because they want something back for them. So it's not never about you, it's always about them, right? But seduction and actually admiring somebody from a distance, that's very different. That's about taking time, giving the space, respecting the boundaries, getting to know you for who you are. And also, equally, if you are a vulnerable person, this person will never take advantage of you, right? You might be vulnerable because you want a relationship, or you want to fast track the relationship, and you're not necessarily a narcissist, but you want a relationship, so you might fast track it. But a healthy person will go, you're vulnerable, right? Let's give you enough time to figure out what you want. I might not be one that you want. Let's not fast track this. Make sure you're comfortable. So a healthy person is able to challenge you that way, but without making you feel like you're wrong for wanting a relationship or wanting to fast track. So narcissistic people will always make you feel bad about wanting something, needing something, challenging the person, holding them accountable. They will make it look like everything is your fault. So, say for example, on a date, a narcissistic person comes at you like really strong, right? Saying all these things. And I remember like a month and a half ago, I went on a date. This guy was like, oh, I'm so attracted to you. Oh my God. Like, and I was so uncomfortable, right? And so I had to turn around and said, like, you just need to back off a little bit. You're making me feel very uncomfortable. And then he got really bitter and he started criticizing, but very subtle criticisms. But I don't think he realized that I actually know this really well, So you need to pay attention to these people. So when they feel rejected, when they can't get what they want, whether it's sleeping with you on the first date, whether it's actually seeing, I mean, they come in with their bags ready to move in with you, narcissistic people. That's how fast they want things to move, right? And and they will actually be very bitter. You can pay attention. Their energy drops, their comments change, their attention span change. They don't want to listen to you. So you can actually see. So you might feel like, what have I done wrong? Why is this person's attention changing? Remember, it's not you because they came with an agenda. They didn't get what they want. Now they've lost interest. So they're looking for validation. It's not you. So really, really go into the dating field with knowing you and knowing that if somebody is not naturally attracted to you and you're not attracted to them, then it's okay. And so the whole admiration from, they respect you. People who want to admire you, people who actually want to get to know you, they will admire you from afar, and then they will be ready. You wouldn't have to do anything. You wouldn't have to dance like a peacock to get their attention. They will be naturally drawn to you, right? So it is really important that, like, you're going into this dating field in a more grounded space. So, and also with the intention, I am going to see if I like this person. So when you go in with the intention of finding out whether you like this person, you will notice that narcissistic people will not interest you because they make it all about them. They don't pay attention to you. So why would you like somebody who doesn't pay attention to you? Right? So pay attention to your people's pleasing, pay attention to that desperation energy, pay attention to what you call, if you have grown up in a household with very little attention or no attention. There was no love, there's no role modeling of what actually genuine healthy relationships were like. You might fall prey to these narcissistic people's praising you because you've not received it before. So you're so not used to receiving. And this is where self love comes becomes so important, that you doing the work is so important, because when you learn to love yourself, right? When you learn to love yourself, you're not going to let anybody else treat you badly. You'll be like, not for me, I'm not interested, out of here. So keep working at yourself. You might not have to kiss 100 frogs. You can just, like, let them go. You don't have to kiss them. You can just let them go. But you will find your person one day. But one day, who knows? One day.
And I think that one of the things, because this is something that happened with this our relationship, that the people that are fragile and that are victims, and they all get like, oh my god, you tell so many stories, and they are all mesmerized, you are the hero, and that person always had the stories about the hero and all that. And I start seeing this pattern. The healthy people
Mm.
around him will not stand him. They will be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, he's so self centered. He only talks about himself. Every time that you tell a story, he always have a story that is better than the one that you stole. So the healthy people just, it was a point that they didn't even want to, they
Yes.
will ask common friends, like, is this person coming? Because if that person is coming, I'm not going to your house because it's just like too much. So those are things that we need to start thinking. Oh, we are going for a dinner. How much time that person has spent talking about themselves, about how good they are, about their amazing job, about their amazing trips, about me. What happened when I tell a story? What happened when I tell something? Did that person really listen and is there holding a space, or immediately jump in to tell me something that is even better? Oh, I went to Colombia last year and I had so much fun. Oh, I went to Colombia and Costa Rica and Panama, and I do it every quarter. So I think that those are great things that you are telling us to start keeping in the back of our mind, because I don't want any mom to feel scared about this,
Yeah.
but I want all moms to feel careful, because
Yeah.
you are in a healing journey, and your kid is in a healing journey. And the worst thing that could happen is that you go back into another narcissist relationship and another narcissist relationship. So, like Nasinska is saying, it's okay to take your time. It's okay to say, hey, I'm going to take my time. The other one that I think that I want to hear your feedback, I want to share what I think, but I don't believe on spontaneous healing. So if you finish a relationship with a narcissist and you don't make any kind of therapy, any kind of inner work, and then you're like, oh, but I'm ready to a relationship now, I think that that's also a red flag, and it's going to increase exponentially the chances of you to getting another narcissist. And then is because sometimes we are afraid of asking that help, we are afraid to asking for therapy, we are afraid of that, but that is something that is needed for you and your children to recover from the abuse of a narcissist. What do you think?
Couldn't agree more, Joe, honestly. And, it's important to give that time for ourselves. And therapy is not accessible to everybody, coaching is not accessible to everybody, right? So I don't want to shame anybody for not seeking therapy or coaching, because it's let's face it, it's expensive, right? It's expensive. It's not accessible to everybody. Equally, if you take time, if you can take time, pay attention, reflect. What went wrong? What were the patterns in that relationship that actually hurt me? Why did I leave that relationship? Or why did that, what made that person leave me? If that person left you because that person is not satisfied in a committed relationship, that person is not interested because they want constant adventure and attention, that's not you, that's them. So if you keep asking, oh, why did they, what was wrong with me? That's not you, that's them, right? So in that case, you don't have things to change, right? You can just be continue to be you, and we grow every time something happened to us. We learn something about ourselves, so be open to learning. So couldn't agree more. Give yourself enough time. Read a book, listen to programs. There are plenty of free resources that we all put out every day, including this one. This is a free resource. Make the most of it, but you need to commit to yourself that you need to commit to yourself because you're worth it. You are worth all the love. You're worth, and you know, I think in a romantic relationship, my personal belief is that there is nothing called unconditional love. In a romantic relationship, you both want something from each other, um, but you want healthy love, right? You want a healthy person in your life, and you deserve a healthy person. And in order to keep a healthy person, you need to bring healthy habits and healthy patterns, healthy communication yourself. Because healthy people, like Joe earlier said, they want a healthy life for themselves. They're not going to stick around somebody who is constantly going into drama, who is constantly projecting, but they will be with you with your flaws and your anxiety and your depression. If you're going, oh, hang on a minute, this is me projecting at you, not good. Let's have a communication. Let's communicate. I brought my projection. This is how I feel. So a healthy person will communicate. They will be open to communicating. But be that healthy person yourself, right? Be that healthy person yourself. You don't need to fully heal, by the way, to attract a healthy partner. I don't think any of us will ever fully heal. It's a journey.
And I
So,
will tell you, I think that was a great point.
yeah,
I attract a healthy partner 11 years ago, and I still get a business relationship with a narcissist.
yeah,
So you just need to start the journey of healing. And I would say that it's a lot more also into, like you were saying, knowing yourself
yeah,
and knowing your non-negotiables and your healthy boundaries. Like,
yeah,
what are the things? The other one that I think that is a very easy one to spot, especially dating, is how much attention they need, how much they want them to be the entire your entire world. So if you have time by yourself with your children or with your girlfriends or with your family, and then suddenly this person is saying that they love you so much that they want to be with you in every single one of those, or to not go with your girlfriends because they miss you so much, I believe that that is a red flag, because like
oh
you were
yeah,
saying, a healthy person that love you want you to fill your cup with other people, want you to get nourished, understand that they cannot be everything for you, and actually will be happy of you having that time. So that is also important. And for some moms that are just healing from that dramatic narcissist relationship, can be hard to start finding, okay, what are my healthy boundaries, what are some of those non-negotiables, how they can start discovering that, and what would be a good start point for them to start getting that.
agree, agree. And self-discovery, self-awareness, self-love. These are like really, really, really important things, and you can't skip it. You can't skip this journey. There is no fast track to this one. And you want to find a healthy person and stay in a healthy relationship, you must bring healthy patterns into your life. And how do you cultivate healthy patterns in your life? That is to uncondition yourself from all the past learnings that is not helpful to you, and figuring out who you are authentically. Even if you can't be authentic all the time, right? And you have to adapt into certain circumstances to survive, because we still have a very toxic environment that we live in, right? But with the people that you love and you want in your life, give yourself permission to be authentic. And yeah, and you know what? Everybody's journeys are different, and this personally for me sometimes comes up as well as being vulnerable here. is like sometimes I look at I look at other people's lives and I think, oh, they've got it all. Why can't I? I'm committed to healing, and I'm a good person. I'm this, I'm that, and I sometimes do find myself comparing to others as well. But I catch myself doing that, and I'm like, you know what? Everybody's journeys are very different, and I'm in a very different journey. I'm in a very different sort of space in my life, and so you might find yourself comparing yourself to the others, and that is, you will always fall short, by the way, if you compare yourself to the others, because you don't get what others have, because that's not what you want, and that's not what you need, and that's not what the universe will give you. Universe will give you what you need in the right time. So believe that as well. To take your time, don't rush. You cannot rush through life, and that is one thing that I've learned in my life is you cannot rush through life. In the flow and alignment, it's something that you will actually begin to feel physically. You will have this incredible peace and a sense of liberation when you're in the flow, right? And the flow comes from releasing trauma and accepting your journey the way it is.
I think that that is very beautiful and very encouraging into understanding the last part that I want to remind everybody, and is it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to change it. It was not your fault that that narcissist leech on you and make your life miserable, but it's your responsibility to heal yourself and to make sure that your children know better and grow up having the tools to not repeat those patterns. And I would say that, and I want you to chip in on this one. I think that the best way to start dating after a narcissist is start dating yourself. Like,
Yeah.
how many of you actually go on a date by yourself? Like, I started doing this a few months ago, where on a Friday night, my partner stays with the baby, and I just go to a nice restaurant, order a drink, order some nice food, and then I am with myself. Pour a glass of wine and get in a tub in the shower. And I think that that is going to be very enlightening too, because especially for victims of abuse, of narcissist abuse, it gets to a point that reality start blending and you don't know really what is what. So
Yeah.
it will take time for you to discover that, and will be that, like, date yourself and start being curious about what do you like and what do you enjoy and how you get pleasure, and taking that space. So as more you date yourself, as more you heal and are able to show up differently when you are starting to know another person.
Oh, great. I couldn't agree more again. Date yourself. I'm actually off to dancing this afternoon myself on the mountaintop. I'm going to do ecstatic dancing this afternoon. So, yeah, date yourself. Enjoy your life, regardless whether you have somebody in your life or not. That's not the center of things. Like once you're comfortable with yourself, honestly, I'll tell you, nothing really matters, because you are comfortable with yourself. And that is a good place to be for you. So I wish everybody all the best. And I believe that there are enough good people in this world. And that's the other thing. One of the things that, we lose that trust in the world when you've been with a narcissistic person. You lose that trust in the world. Like, how can people be this cruel? Everybody's going to be, men are like that, women are like that. We tend to generalize and we think that everybody's nasty. But I believe there are enough good people, and there'll be one for you too.
And I think that that's very beautiful and very well said, into make sure that that little circle around you is a circle of loving, kind, care people that had your back, that love you unconditionally, that help you to understand that you deserve unconditional love. And again, it was not your fault, but it's your responsibility to heal from that. And I love what you said several times. You are not in a rush. You can take time. You can just play around. You can just see a couple of people. You can do, that would be another one that I just thought about. If you are just starting to date, and they start knowing about your experience, and you want to keep things open and have a day with one or the other one, a healthy one will be okay with that. I'm able to understand why you are taking things slow. As soon as you want somebody like, I want us to be exclusive and I don't want you to see anybody else, and giving you like jealousy things, that I think that is also another one, like, let's gonna keep it, let's gonna make it even slower now, because I want to understand why you are so threat about me knowing other people and meeting other people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agree, agree, agree. Again, like, it comes back to the point we've already discussed, which is know yourself, know what you want, feel really, really, really pay attention to how you feel around these people. And if you don't feel good, if you start walking on eggshells, if you're doubting yourself and these people are not good for you, whether it's date, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a coach, whether it's a coach and or a therapist, or a friend or a colleague or a boss, doesn't matter. If people are making you feel, if people are making you doubt yourself, they're not good for you. Because people, healthy people who know how to challenge you, will accept where you are. They will accept where you are, and then they will know how to communicate in a way that brings the best out of you. So yeah, pay attention. You deserve more. Tell yourself how much you deserve. You deserve more. You deserve good things. You deserve beautiful things. You deserve a healthy person in your life. Why sabotage it?
I love that. Is bad about that inner work of worthiness, and you deserve to be happy. And I love how you are going to. We are closing this episode, and that is trust your female wisdom and your gut. If your gut starts saying, "I didn't like this," I didn't like how he treated that waiter. I didn't like how he talked with that cleaner. Don't ignore your goddess
Yeah.
signals that something is not right, especially if you are in that recovery path after a narcissist dating. It's better to say that you run away and maybe it was not that bad, than saying that you ignore again and then you are hooked back into that cycle with a narcissist. Nisanska, thank you so much for being here. As we start closing, why you don't give these moms and females around the world a message, and also how they can find you if they need support, if they are handling situations with a narcissist or they are healing from a narcissist relationship, how they can find you, where they can help you, where they can where can you help them.
Yeah, of course. At the moment, I work one to one, so there is a pay what you can option. There is also a monthly subscription that I offer, but you will work with me one to one. That's what I have. That's what I offer at the moment. And there is a community space where every second Wednesday of the month we meet up, and that's free to attend, by the way. And we just heal together as a group. So you can join that. There is a starter kit. If you go to my website, www.coachingwithnisanka.com, if you go to my website, you can download the starter kit as well. Stay in touch. And you can find me on LinkedIn. Just type my name, Nisanka Wickramarachchi. Quite a unique name, so you won't have troubles finding it. And I'm on Instagram under co-parenting with the narcissist coach. And there is a Facebook group that you can join as well, co-parenting with a narcissist support group. So it's on Facebook. I do have a Facebook business page at the moment, but I think I'm going to close it. The energy doesn't feel right there, so I might close it. So I might not share it. But you can reach out to me, email Nisanka at coachingwithnisanka.com as well. And we can stay in touch. You can talk to me. And my message to you is you deserve better. So don't sabotage it.
Thank you so much, Zanka. And if you are not following me yet, please go to Instagram and Facebook to Joe Unicorn Coach. Remember that this show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out www.spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Shall I just leave?